molecular hydrogen, if you can think of a cell, and on the outside of a cell, then you've got all these pinpoints that should have another molecule holding it to keep it from oxidizing. Does that make sense? Well, with age and environmental factors and lifestyle and all these different things, those little pegs around the outside can become open, and that's where oxidation happens. So what molecular hydrogen does is it is smart, and it knows it needs to go hit those spots that have become open. So it's the ultimate antioxidant. Okay. And what's cool about it is, so I'm a big fan of vitamin C and things like that. Sure. However, if we are taking high dose vitamin C and some of these antioxidants in too big of a proportion for too long of a time, that actually can have some negative effects. But molecular hydrogen doesn't play by those same rules. So you can always take molecular hydrogen and really you get the antioxidant benefits without the long-term negative effects that some of the other ones would give.
So it's easy because you just drop the little tablet in water.
Yeah, it's like an Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as soon as it dissolves, you shoot it. If you let it sit too long, the hydrogen has evaporated. Okay. So as soon as it dissolves, you shoot it, and it is wonderful for all kinds of things.
All right. So you're okay with taking that daily?
Yeah, I am.
Black seed oil.
Black seed oil is an excellent form of almost like medicine. So it's antimicrobial, antiviral, and it's really powerful when you have a sickness coming on. So if you feel like a really bad cold or a virus or something like that, I will take little shots of it when I have, when I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, and it really helps my body mount a response.
All right. What about, are you okay if someone takes that daily?
Some people do. I think it just depends. It's not something I take daily.
What about 3 days a week?
I think that's
2 days a week?
Yeah, 2-3 days a week, just to kind of keep things at bay. I think you had texted me once about oil of oregano too, which is really powerful, and it's awesome too to be utilized in the same respect. It's antiviral, antimicrobial, but if we take it, it's so powerful that if we take it long term, it can deplete the microbiome and just lose its efficacy. So you utilize it really like you would medicine. Okay. In my book.
All right. And then you talked about the electrolytes, which I ordered 2 of your packs of electrolytes. One's potassium, and the other one's kind of like a regular electrolyte. It's in the yellow packet. It's more of a regular blend. Yeah. So some people, one of the things that I do is I can test it's called HTMA, hair tissue mineral analysis. So we cut a little piece of hair, we send it off, we can burn it down, and it tells us what's been in store, what your mineral status looks like in storage. If we do a blood draw, it's only telling you what's being utilized in that moment. And you really need the full picture of what your body is storing. And a lot of people are really low in potassium. And you think about the potassium, it needs to be at the site of the cell to actually open up and allow glucose into the cell to work. So if you're eating some carbohydrates in your diet and that kind of thing, but you're feeling like you're not utilizing them well, it may be that you're low in potassium. A lot of women are low in potassium. So we didn't test you, but that was just one that I was like, let's try. You've got the other one too. But you can take one of these daily.
You sure can.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Germaine Benoit on the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 1059 The Zone, health coach to the stars, nourished and empowered on Instagram. She does a great job. Follow her, and then you can contact her if you want to order some fun lifestyle, healthy stuff like I did. Supplements. Thank you. All right. Vitamin D. Let's talk about this. Okay. Vitamin D versus melatonin. And you put in here using the sun through the day to power health. Yeah. Okay.
So we've talked about this a little bit when I've been here in the past, but so as a recap, the sun does these really cool things throughout the day. Our body has receptors on our skin, in our eyes. They're actually called melanopsin. And these melanopsin receptors pick up the different rays of light. So we don't always see like Roy G. Biv, like the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, all that, but they're always visible to a certain degree depending on what time of the day it is and the horizon. And there's different light spectrum that's always in the atmosphere. So those different spectrums speak to us. They are what we call zeitgebers. And so these zeitgebers are telling us what time of the day it is, what time of the year it is, what the body should be utilizing internally to help things run correctly.
Sure.
So if you get that early morning light, which you can see, I recommend seeing the sunrise, but then also getting within an hour of the sun rising. That's where something called UVA light is on the scene. And UVA light will help you produce serotonin and dopamine. It produces nitric oxide, which can lower blood pressure. It helps with thyroid hormones because those light rays are communicating for the thyroid to make the conversions that it's supposed to make.
Okay.
And it'll also, which is really crazy to me, is that morning light will also stimulate melatonin. So it starts that melatonin production at, let's say, 7 a.m. in the morning. It's not utilizing it. It's just getting those wheels spinning so that melatonin can come on the scene in the evening and actually help you sleep better.
So you mentioned that's like 7:30 to 9:30 in the morning.
Depending on the time of the year and where you live.
Okay.
But yes, as a general rule of thumb.
All right. And it only takes what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, it depends on your like skin tone and how much sun you've seen. I'm not saying go bake out there. You can get damage if you're just out there all day, without having worked up to it.
Right.
But yeah, if you are fair complected, I'd say 3 to 5 minutes and keep working up to about 10 minutes at each one of these intervals.
Okay.
You want to get midday light too, because that's where you make vitamin D. And
so that's
in the middle of the
11 to 3 p.m.
Correct.
11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yeah. Or a little bit later right now because of the sun.
Okay.
Just depends on the time of the year.
All right. Let's see. What do we have? Go ahead.
Well, I want to say this too, because I think this is really cool. So part of what, when we're making vitamin D, we all know vitamin D is really, really important. But another part of that aspect is we're making melanin. That's how your skin gets a tan, And so that melanin is actually very protective of us, and it can protect our bodies from electromagnetic frequency, which is a whole other topic, but we're bombarded by EMFs, right?
Right.
And so it's very protective of us. And what's really crazy is that if let's say you go on vacation and you get a tan, maybe you fly to get to, go to Costa Rica or something like that. When you fly home with your tan, a lot of times you'll lose your tan really quick because the melanin that you just produced in the sun is protecting you, and your body's utilizing it to help protect from like the electromagnetic frequency in the airport and in the airplane. Or even if you're not, in an airplane, if you like lose your tan really quickly, that's a sign that your body was utilizing that melanin. So it's really protective of us in that way too.
Okay. All right. We've only got a couple of minutes here. So like 2-3 minutes, Jackson. All right. I want to go through this as quick as we can.
Okay.
Why are we designed to handle more carbs in the summer?
Okay. So to the same point that I just said, there are zeitgebers they're cues throughout the year. So those zeitgebers are food, temperature, and light. And so if we are exposing ourselves to natural light throughout the day, our bodies are going to know that in the summer months, there are more carbohydrate-rich foods. This is where fruits come on the scene, right?
Okay.
In the summer and into the fall months, that's where the bounty is. So because of the light cues that we are getting from our daily exposure to the sun, our bodies have the ability to think of our food as carrying like a barcode, and the barcode tells our body it's seasonal. If we're eating a banana in January or doing a mango tropical smoothie in January, well, your zeitgebers told your body already it's freezing cold, and those don't ever grow here anyway.
I got it. Okay.
So, and you also get a diversity. Your gut flora will change throughout the year based on the sun.
the weather cycle.
The sun cycle.
Sun cycle.
So
okay.
your body is able to better digest those carbohydrate-rich foods in the presence of the sun. Does that make sense?
Yes. Follow Germaine Benoit on Instagram, Nourished and Empowered, and the website.
Yeah, nourishedandempowered.com.
Nourishedandempowered.com and on Instagram. Thanks for listening to the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We'll see you tomorrow.